Hello all, today I'm going to tell you about the Nagas. Nagas are also known as the head hunting tribes of northeastern India. According to the Hutton, Nagas is word was the corruption of Assamese Naga, meaning naked. Among the Burmese, the word Naka means people with preached air. Among Nagas, both man and woman have preached air. So, there are many theories behind the origin of the word Naga. Naga tribe belongs to the Indo-Mongoloid race. Each Naga tribe has combined element of Negroid, Austric, and Monk Hammer people. It is believed that the Nagas moved southeast from Sinking, that is China. Some of them trekked along the Brahmaputra into the present Arunachal Pradesh, and some of them pushed to Myanmar and Indonesia. There are 19 major Naga tribes, namely Ao, Angami, Konyak, Chang, Chaksang, Kabuis, Kacharis, Khenmangas, Cookies, Lothas, Maus, Mikir, Phom, Rengma, Sengtam, Sema, Tangkul, Yamchongar, Ziliang. Coming to the territory of Nagas, we are often thinking that Nagas are limited to Nagaland, but it is not so. Nagas are inhabiting not only in Nagaland but also in the adjoining areas of Manipur, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, and some of them are also living in the Myanmar. So here you can see in this map there is a larger extension of the territory of the Nagas. Nagas are mountainous people. They are their habitat is characterized by elevated ridges, spurs and peaks of Naga and Patkai hills. You might be knowing the Naga and the Patkai hills are the southward extension of Himalayan folded mountain system. The average elevation of the area ranges from 914 meters to 3840 meters above sea level. The general climate here resembles the tropical monsoonal rainforest climate. 80% of the total rainfall is recorded during the summer monsoon period. Winter months record relatively less rainfall. Although the sky remains occasionally overcasted and cloudy. The flora variety consists of tropical evergreen, tropical temperate evergreen, pine, and coniferous forest. There is a high diversity of fauna as well. Coming to the food habits of the Nagas. Nagas are well known as the ferocious eaters. They eat almost everything except those which are forbidden. Is a wide range of food items which are forbidden among Nagas. Rice is a staple food. Rice is eaten twice a day with either fish curry, pork, mutton, or vegetables. Bamboo shoot, which is shown here in this picture, is a delicacy here. Dog meat is considered as a specialty. Among certain tribes like Konyak and Aos, black dog is often a special delicacy. They also consume hen and their eggs during the ceremonies and the festivals. Naga women are generally avoiding eating of the meat of elephant, goat, bear, monkey, scaly anteaters, locust, white ant, and the kill of the wild beast. They don't consume the animal which has been killed by the wild animals. One more interesting thing is that they are aversion of milk from their diet. Nagas, they do not prefer drinking of milk. Even today, most of the Naga, they avoid drinking of milk. Except those which are educated in these days, most of them do not have milk as a part of their diet. Nagas prefer to drink a rice beer which is locally made, known as zutho. Many of them likes to eat betel pan with lime and raw koe tamul or raw betel nut. Tobacco smoking in pipe is also common. Tobacco is locally produced and they prefer the consumption of this locally produced tobacco, thinking this as very strong compared to the other ones. Coming to the cloth types of Nagas. As you can see in the picture itself, there is a wide range of designs among the Naga clothings. Naga women wear a sleeveless top called watsi among Angamis, although the name changes as the tribe dialect changes. They wear a skirt which is draped all across the waist to make a tight grip. You can see here. It is basically like a wrapper. Sometimes they wear it short, sometimes they wear it long. The designs and the decoration of this cloth changes from village to village and clan to clan. It is the representation of the variation in the clan as well. The boys, on the other hand, wear a small piece of langoti in the lower portion. Naga shawls are worn by men, known as ratapfe. In wet weather, men wear slung over their backs rain shade made by the thatched palm, locally known as tokopat. The Nagas are very much fond of wearing ornaments. Skull caps of bear skin, hat of red goat hair are worn during special ceremonies. The ears of many of the Naga males as women are preached in three places. Ornaments and feathers are worn in the air by the males and females as well. Females normally wear brass rings and multicolored beads as shown in the figure below. Coming to the house type. Naga houses are generally sited for defense purposes along the hilltops and the hill slopes, which are difficult to climb. Naga villages are generally small in size and spatially scattered. They use bamboo as the main material for construction of house. The roof are thatched with grass or palm leaves. The front part of the house is decorated with the horns and skulls of animal hunted by them. In earlier times, the skull of enemy which they killed are also used for decorating the house. All villages have morangs. These are dormitories for the young girls and women where they are taught the different arts of living. The water supply of the village is generally made from the spring below the valley. Here in these pictures you can see there are many types of houses, and one of the special thing in their houses is the fireplace. You might see here there is a fireplace. They used to keep an elevated platform for lighting fire, and they often used to keep it above it some provision for smoking of the essential commodities, basically meats. They used to keep them this a platform for smoking of meat for preservative purpose. These are the Morans of different tribes. Coming to the weapons, as the Nagas represent a warring type, a warring tribe have to have some weapons of their own. They have the tradition of head hunting of the enemy and taking the head as a trophy of their victory with them, and often hanging them in the front of their house as a piece of decoration. They have a strong warrior tradition. The most important weapon is the dao. It is a large chopping knife, as you can see in the above picture. The dao is a lifelong companion of the Naga man. They use a crossbow for hunting rather than the war. They use spears generally taller than their bodies, made of wood, and the spear has an iron point as well. You can see those spears in the picture given. The other weapons for use at long distance is the bow and the arrow. They used to poison the arrow with the local poisons at their point head. Coming to the occupations, Nagas are basically agrarian society. They used to perform a special kind of agricultural technique called zooming. It is a technique of cultivating in the hill slope. Here, the hill slopes are cleared for cultivation, and cultivation is done for a single or two consecutive years. Then the area is left vacant for next 7 or 8 years. Gradually, due to the population pressure, this interval reduces and come down to 2 or 3 years. With the decrease in the period of interval, the fertility of the land also decreases, and there arise many negative consequences of zooming, like deforestation and land erosion. So there are many controversy about zooming, but originally Nagas they used to cultivate through this technique of zooming. Nagas also keep swines, poultry, duck, dogs, etc. as a buffer stock to be used during the scarcity and or the time of festival and feast. Naga men often go for fishing and hunting. Naga women they goes out with their buckets in their back for collecting items from the forest as well as firewood and water. They have developed great skill in bamboo work, woodwork, blacksmithy, pottery making. You can see there is a man making bamboo work. The women they prefer weaving, knitting, and ornament making, and they have a special technique of weaving as well. You can see the upper woman is weaving in a very unique way. Coming to the societies of Naga. Nagas are exogamous. They do not have intra-clan marriage. They have to marry someone from the other clan because within the clans, all men and women are considered as brothers and sisters. Many of them also practice polygamy. The marriages are done by mutual consent of men and women. They are allowed to have a trial marriage as well. If they do not come to the expectation of each other, the marriage often comes to an end. There are common morangs or dormitories in which the boys and the girls sleeps at the night and taught the art of marriage and living. There are cases of elopement when a lover elopes his beloved and stays in the forest for a few days before returning to the village. On their return to the village, they declare their marriage. Society of Nagas are basically egalitarian. All people enjoys equal amount of right, whereas the headmen have slightly higher power. In most of the tribes, the headman is basically democratically elected, but in some, they have hereditary origin as well. The land which is cultivated by the people of the village is generally owned by the village and not by the individual. Originally, Nagas are animistic. They believe in spirits and magic, and all villages have a showman. There are many festivals among different subtypes. Most of these are for pleasing the spirit of God, with sacrifice made by the village shaman for a bountiful harvest, either before or the showing or on the eve of harvest. They often perform dances around central bonfire in a circular pattern where both boys and girls make some footsteps in the sound of drum. Men also perform some warrior dances as well. The burial is done in a raised platform among many of the Naga subtribes. The burial is often done close to the house. There are many other traditions prevailing among the different subtribes of the Nagas, and they always have a distinct representation of their culture, and they are often deviating from each other's tradition. But during the modern time, most of the Naga tribes are adapting to the modern education system. Most of them has converted into Christians and they are adopting the Western lifestyle and society. These days, there is many transformation in their society and very few of them are following the old tradition among them. With that, I'm concluding. Thank you.